Question 1. What is the significance of the Magna Carta in British history? A. It established the Church of England. B. It initiated the British colonial era. C. It introduced the principle that everyone, including the king, is subject to the law. D. It abolished the monarchy and established a republic. Answer. C. It introduced the principle that everyone, including the king, is subject to the law. The Magna Carta, signed in 1215, is significant because it laid the foundation for future legal principles, including the idea that the law applies to everyone, including the monarch. Question 2. Who is the patron saint of England, and what is the date of his feast? A. St. Peter, June 29. B. St. George, April 23. C. St. Andrew, November 30. D. St. David, March 1. Answer. B. St. George, April 23. St. George is the patron saint of England, and his feast day is celebrated on April 23. Question 3. What event is commemorated by Bonfire Night on November 5th? A. The end of the English Civil War. B. The coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. C. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. D. The Battle of Britain. Answer. C. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. Bonfire Night, also known as Guy Fawkes Night, commemorates the foiling of the Gunpowder Plot in 1605, when Guy Fawkes and other conspirators attempted to blow up the Houses of Parliament. Question 4. Name the war fought between the Houses of Lancaster and York. A. The 100 Years' War. B. The War of the Roses. C. The English Civil War. D. The Boer War. Answer. B. The War of the Roses. The War of the Roses was fought between the Houses of Lancaster and York for control of the English throne, spanning from 1455 to 1487. Question 5. What is the main role of the Prime Minister in the UK? A. To serve as the head of state. B. To lead the National Assembly. C. To head the government and oversee the operation of the civil service and government agencies. D. To preside over the House of Lords. Answer. C. To head the government and oversee the operation of the civil service and government agencies. The Prime Minister is the head of the UK government, responsible for overseeing the operation of the civil service and the implementation of government policy. Question 6. Describe the composition of the United Kingdom. A. England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. B. England, Scotland, and Wales. C. Great Britain and the surrounding islands. D. England alone. Answer. A. England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The United Kingdom is composed of 4 countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Question 7. What are the responsibilities of the Home Secretary? A. To manage foreign affairs. B. To oversee domestic security and immigration. C. To handle economic policies. D. To lead the education department. Answer. B. To oversee domestic security and immigration. The Home Secretary is responsible for the internal affairs of England and Wales, particularly security and immigration. Question 8. Who was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? A. Theresa May. B. Margaret Thatcher. C. Elizabeth II. D. Mary Robinson. Answer. B. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, serving from 1979 to 1990. Question 9. What is the purpose of the Commonwealth? A. To To coordinate trade agreements among former British colonies. B. To provide mutual defence among member countries. C. To foster international cooperation and economic trade among its member countries. D. To oversee the British overseas territories. Answer. C. To foster international cooperation and economic trade among its member countries. The Commonwealth aims to support development, democracy, and peace among its member countries. Question 10. Who must give royal assent to a bill before it becomes law? A. The Prime Minister. B. The Speaker of the House of Commons. C. The Monarch. D. The Leader of the House of Lords. Answer. C. The Monarch. Royal assent is the approval by the monarch which is required before any bill passed by Parliament can become law. Question 11. What is the system of government in the United Kingdom known as? A. Federal. B. Parliamentary democracy. C. Presidential. D. Communist. Answer. B. Parliamentary democracy. The UK operates under a parliamentary democracy where the government is elected by the people and operates under the framework of a constitutional monarchy. Question 12. How often must general elections be held in the UK? A. Every 4 years. B. Every 5 years. C. When the Prime Minister decides. D. Every 6 years. Answer. B. Every 5 years. By law, general elections in the UK must be held every 5 years to elect members of Parliament to the House of Commons. Question 13. Name one power devolved to the Scottish Parliament. A. Control over nuclear defence. B. Regulation of international trade. C. Education policy. D. Foreign diplomacy. Answer. C. Education policy. Education is one of the several areas where the Scottish Parliament has devolved powers, allowing it to make legislation specific to Scotland. Question 14. What is the minimum voting age in the UK? A. 16. B. 18. C. 21. D. 25. Answer. B. 18. The minimum legal age to vote in general elections and referendums in the UK is 18. Question 15. Name the two Houses of Parliament in the UK. A. The Senate and the House of Representatives. B. The House of Commons and the House of Lords. C. The House of Representatives and the Senate. D. The Council of State and the National Assembly. Answer. B. The House of Commons and the House of Lords. The UK Parliament consists of two houses, the elected House of Commons and the appointed House of Lords. Question 16. What is the role of the opposition in the House of Commons? A. To provide support to the ruling party. B. To challenge the government's policies and provide alternative policies. C. To approve all legislation without debate. D. To oversee judicial appointments. Answer. B. To challenge the government's policies and provide alternative policies. The opposition in the House of Commons is essential in a parliamentary democracy, providing scrutiny and opposition to the government's proposals. Question 17. Describe the duties of the monarch in modern Britain. A. To govern the country on a day-to-day basis. B. To provide ceremonial duties and to give royal assent to legislation. C. To lead military operations. D. To directly manage economic policies. Answer. B. To provide ceremonial duties and to give royal assent to legislation. The monarch's role is largely ceremonial in modern Britain, including giving royal assent to make legislation passed by Parliament law. Question 18. Who appoints life peers and on whose advice? A. The monarch on the advice of the Prime Minister. B. The Prime Minister on the advice of the monarch. C. The House of Commons on the advice of the House of Lords. D. The House of Lords on its own accord. Answer: A. The monarch on the advice of the Prime Minister. Life peers are appointed by the monarch, but based on the recommendations of the Prime Minister. Question 19. What legal document do you need to drive a car in the UK? A. A passport. B. A visa. C. A driver's license. D. A birth certificate. Answer: C. A driver's license. To legally drive a car in the UK, you must have a valid driver's license. Question 20. At what age can you legally purchase alcohol in the UK? A. 16. B. 18. C. 20. D. 21. Answer: B. 18. The legal age to purchase alcohol in the UK is 18. Question 21. What movement sought to end the slave trade, and when was slavery abolished throughout the British Empire? A. The Civil Rights Movement in 1965. B. The Abolitionist Movement in 1833. C. The Emancipation Movement in 1920. D. The Liberation Movement in 1948. Answer: B. The Abolitionist Movement in 1833. The Abolitionist movement was instrumental in ending the slave trade, and slavery was abolished throughout the British Empire with the Slavery Abolition Act in 1833. Question 22. Which British scientist is credited with discovering penicillin? A. Isaac Newton. B. Charles Darwin. C. Alexander Fleming. D. Stephen Hawking. Answer: C. Alexander Fleming. Alexander Fleming is credited with the discovery of penicillin in 1928, revolutionizing the field of medicine by introducing the age of antibiotics. Question 23. Name the battle in 1066 that marked the beginning of Norman rule in England. A. The Battle of Waterloo. B. The Battle of Agincourt. C. The Battle of Hastings. D. The Battle of Britain. Answer: C. The Battle of Hastings. The Battle of Hastings in 1066 was the decisive conflict that led to Norman rule in England, significantly impacting the country's culture and language. Question 24. What is the highest grossing film series based in the UK? A. Star Wars. B. Harry Potter. C. James Bond. D. The Lord of the Rings. Answer: B. Harry Potter. The Harry Potter film series is the highest grossing film series based in the UK, known globally for its depiction of British culture and mythology. Question 25. Name the ship that carried the Pilgrim Fathers to America. A. The Mayflower. B. The HMS Beagle. C. The Titanic. D. The Endeavour. Answer: A. The Mayflower. The Mayflower is famous for carrying the Pilgrim Fathers to America in 1620, an iconic event in British and American history. Question 26. What is the Church of England and who is its supreme governor? A. A Protestant church led by the Prime Minister. B. A Catholic church led by the Pope. C. A Protestant church led by the monarch. D. A non-denominational spiritual group. Answer: C. A Protestant church led by the monarch. The Church of England is the established Protestant church in England, and its supreme governor is the monarch. Question 27. Name the British theoretical physicist who wrote A Brief History of Time. A. Peter Higgs. B. Stephen Hawking. C. Brian Cox. D. Paul Dirac. Answer: B. Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking, renowned for his work in theoretical physics, wrote A Brief History of Time, which introduces complex scientific concepts to a general audience. Question 28. Who are the Picts? A. A political party in modern Britain. B. Ancient settlers in Ireland. C. An early Celtic tribe in Scotland. D. Viking invaders from Scandinavia. Answer: C. An early Celtic tribe in Scotland. The Picts were an early Celtic tribe known for their living in what is now eastern and northern Scotland during the late Iron Age and early medieval periods. Question 29. What landmark event in 1928 significantly changed voting rights in Britain? A. The signing of the Magna Carta. B. The establishment of the Commonwealth. C. Women gaining equal voting rights with men. D. The abolition of property requirements for voting. Answer: C. Women gaining equal voting rights with men. In 1928, women in Britain were granted voting rights on the same terms as men, significantly advancing gender equality in the electoral process. Question 30. Describe the primary function of the Cabinet in the UK government. A. To advise the monarch. B. To legislate and pass laws. C. To oversee judicial processes. D. To make major policy decisions and oversee government departments. Answer: D. To make major policy decisions and oversee government departments. The Cabinet, composed of senior government ministers chosen by the Prime Minister, is responsible for making major policy decisions and managing government departments. Question 31. What are the key principles of the British Constitution? A. Monarchical rule, theocracy, and aristocracy. B. Democracy, rule of law, and respect for rights and freedoms. C. Military governance and centralized power. D. Corporate governance and privatization. Answer: B. Democracy, rule of law, and respect for rights and freedoms. The British Constitution, although uncodified, is based on key principles like democracy, the rule of law, and respect for individual rights and freedoms. Question 32. Name the famous British admiral who died at the Battle of Trafalgar. A. Admiral Richard Howe. B. Admiral John Jellicoe. C. Admiral Horatio Nelson. D. Admiral Francis Drake. Answer: C. Admiral Horatio Nelson. Admiral Horatio Nelson, one of Britain's most celebrated naval officers, died at the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805, securing a pivotal victory against Napoleon's forces. Question 33. What significant educational reform occurred in 1944? A. The introduction of compulsory education up to age 14. B. The establishment of the modern comprehensive school system. C. The implementation of the Education Act, providing free secondary education. D. The banning of private schools. Answer: C. The implementation of the Education Act, providing free secondary education. The Education Act of 1944, also known as the Butler Act, significantly reformed the British educational system by making secondary education free and raising the school-leaving age. Question 34. Which acts united England and Scotland into Great Britain? A. The Union Acts of 1707. B. The Commonwealth Acts. C. The Devolution Acts. D. The Confederation Acts. Answer: A. The Union Acts of 1707. The Acts of Union in 1707 were pivotal in uniting the Parliaments of England and Scotland, forming the Kingdom of Great Britain. Question 35. What crisis in 1956 led to significant changes in British foreign policy? A. The Berlin Crisis. B. The Cuban Missile Crisis. C. The Suez Crisis. D. The Falklands War. Answer C. The Suez Crisis. The Suez Crisis in 1956, involving the nationalization of the Suez Canal and a failed military intervention by Britain, France, and Israel, led to a revaluation of British foreign policy and a reduction in its global power. Question 36. What is the significance of Hadrian's Wall? A. It marked the boundary of the Roman Empire in Britain. B. It was built to commemorate the conquest of Wales. C. It is the oldest standing structure in London. D. It was a defensive fortification against Viking invasions. Answer A. It marked the boundary of the Roman Empire in Britain. Hadrian's Wall was built by the Romans to mark the northern limit of their empire in Britain and to control movement across the frontier. Question 37. Which country did Britain fight in the Falklands War? A. Argentina. B. Spain. C. Germany. D. France. Answer A. Argentina. The Falklands War in 1982 was fought between Britain and Argentina over the disputed Falkland Islands, resulting in a British victory. Question 38. Who was the British monarch during World War I? A. Queen Victoria. B. King George V. C. King Edward VII. D. Queen Elizabeth II. Answer B. King George V. King George V was the British monarch during World War I, overseeing the nation during a time of great global conflict. Question 39. What are reserved powers in the context of devolved administrations? A. Powers held by the European Union. B. Powers exclusively held by the central UK government. C. Powers shared between the UK government and the devolved administrations. D. Powers devolved to local governments. Answer B. Powers exclusively held by the central UK government. Reserved powers are those not passed down to devolved administrations and are retained by the central UK government, typically involving national security, foreign policy, and fiscal policy. Question 40. Name the document that limited the powers of Charles I and led to the English Civil War. A. The Magna Carta. B. The Petition of Right. C. The Bill of Rights. D. The Royal Charter. Answer B. The Petition of Right. The Petition of Right, passed in 1628, sought to limit the powers of Charles by demanding respect for civil liberties, contributing to the tensions that led to the English Civil War. Question 41. What treaty ended the American War of Independence? A. The Treaty of Paris 1783. B. The Treaty of Versailles. C. The Treaty of London. D. The Treaty of Westminster. Answer A. The Treaty of Paris 1783. The Treaty of Paris, signed in 1783, officially ended the American War of Independence, recognizing the sovereignty of the United States. Question 42. Who was the longest reigning monarch before Queen Elizabeth II? A. Queen Victoria. B. King George III. C. King Henry VIII. D. Queen Anne. Answer A. Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria was the longest reigning monarch before Queen Elizabeth II, serving from 1837 to 1901. Question 43. Name the poet famous for the Canterbury Tales. A. William Shakespeare. B. Geoffrey Chaucer. C. John Keats. D. Robert Browning. Answer: B. Geoffrey Chaucer. Geoffrey Chaucer is renowned for writing the Canterbury Tales, a foundational text in English literature. Question 44. What is the significance of the Bill of Rights 1689? A. It established the supremacy of Parliament over the monarchy. B. It declared the independence of the colonies. C. It abolished the feudal system. D. It introduced universal suffrage. Answer: A. It established the supremacy of Parliament over the monarchy. The Bill of Rights 1689 was instrumental in limiting the powers of the Crown and laying the foundation for a constitutional monarchy in Britain. Question 45. What event led to the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland? A. The Union of the Crowns in 1603. B. The Act of Union 1707. C. The Anglo-Irish Treaty 1921. D. The Elizabethan Settlement. Answer: C. The Anglo-Irish Treaty 1921. The formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland was significantly shaped by the Anglo-Irish Treaty of 1921, which led to the partition of Ireland and the establishment of Northern Ireland as part of the UK. Question 46. Name the British scientist who developed the laws of motion. A. Isaac Newton. B. Michael Faraday. C. Charles Darwin. D. Stephen Hawking. Answer: A. Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton is famous for developing the laws of motion, which are fundamental to the study of physics. Question 47. What is the primary role of the Secretary of State for Defence? A. To manage the country's education system. B. To oversee the national health services. C. To be responsible for the defence of the United Kingdom. D. To handle foreign diplomatic relations. Answer: C. To be responsible for the defence of the United Kingdom. The Secretary of State for Defence is a senior government minister in charge of the Ministry of Defence. Question 48. What was the Beveridge Report and how did it impact British society? A. It was a financial audit report. B. It outlined the foundations for the modern welfare state. C. It detailed a new education curriculum. D. It proposed changes in parliamentary procedures. Answer: B. It outlined the foundations for the modern welfare state. The Beveridge Report, published during World War II, proposed comprehensive social insurance and welfare measures that led to the establishment of the welfare state in post-war Britain. Question 49. Which English king is associated with the 6 wives? A. King Edward I. B. King Henry VIII. C. King George VI. D. King James I. Answer: B. King Henry VIII. King Henry VIII is famously known for having 6 wives, and his marriages had significant religious and political repercussions in England. Question 50. Name the principle that the British judicial system must follow. A. The principle of absolute power. B. The principle of judicial independence. C. The principle of legislative supremacy. D. The principle of executive control. Answer: B. The principle of judicial independence. The British judicial system operates on the principle of judicial independence, ensuring that the judiciary is independent of and not influenced by the other branches of government. Question 51. What is the role of the Speaker in the House of Commons? A. To represent the ruling party. B. To oversee the judicial branch. C. To maintain order and manage debates in the House of Commons. D. To serve as the head of government. Answer: C. To maintain order and manage debates in the House of Commons. The Speaker of the House of Commons is responsible for ensuring that debates are conducted fairly and according to the rules. Question 52. What was Operation Dynamo during World War II? A. The code name for the D-Day landings. B. The development of the atomic bomb. C. The evacuation of British and Allied forces from Dunkirk, France. D. A major bombing campaign over Germany. Answer: C. The evacuation of British and Allied forces from Dunkirk, France. Operation Dynamo was the code name for the evacuation of more than 300,000 troops from Dunkirk in 1940, a critical rescue during the early stages of World War II. Question 53. What is the significance of the Good Friday Agreement? A. It ended the War of the Roses. B. It initiated Brexit negotiations. C. It marked the end of the Troubles in Northern Ireland by establishing a devolved government. D. It created the Commonwealth of Nations. Answer: C. It marked the end of the Troubles in Northern Ireland by establishing a devolved government. The Good Friday Agreement, signed in 1998, was pivotal in bringing an end to the sectarian conflict in Northern Ireland and establishing a power-sharing government. Question 54. What year did women in the UK get the vote on the same terms as men? A. 1918. B. 1928. C. 1965. D. 1970. Answer: B. 1928. In 1928, women in the UK gained the right to vote on the same terms as men, an extension of the initial voting rights granted to women in 1918. Question 55. What are the main responsibilities of the Secretary of State for Health and Social Care? A. To manage national defence. B. To oversee the country's finances. C. To lead the judiciary. D. To oversee the health services and public health. Answer: D. To oversee the health services and public health. The Secretary of State for Health and Social Care is responsible for the policies and laws regarding healthcare and public health in the UK. Question 56. What historical document began the process of Parliament formation in England? A. The Domesday Book. B. The Magna Carta. C. The Charter of the Forest. D. The Bill of Rights. Answer: B. The Magna Carta. Although primarily known for affirming the rights of the nobility, the Magna Carta also set precedents for the formation of Parliament by establishing the principle that the king should consult his realm, as seen in its provisions for Common Council. Question 57. Which famous British author wrote 1984 and Animal Farm? A. J.K. Rowling. B. George Orwell. C. Aldous Huxley. D. William Golding. Answer: B. George Orwell. George Orwell is the author of 1984 and Animal Farm, both critical and influential works that delve into themes of totalitarianism, dystopia, and political ideology. Question 58. Who was the first British astronaut in space? A. Tim Peake. B. Helen Sharman. C. Michael Foale. D. Piers Sellers. Answer: B. Helen Sharman. Helen Sharman became the first British astronaut and the first woman to visit the Mir space station in 1991. Question 59. What is the purpose of the United Nations, and when did the UK join? A. To provide a platform for international economic cooperation, joined in 1945. B. To prevent another global conflict, joined in 1945. C. To oversee European trade, joined in 1957. D. To manage global health crisis, joined in 1948. Answer B. To prevent another global conflict, joined in 1945. The United Nations was established in 1945 following the end of World War II, with the primary aim of preventing future global conflicts, and the UK was a founding member. Question 60. What significant sporting event took place in London in 2012? A. The FIFA World Cup. B. The Summer Olympic Games. C. The Cricket World Cup. D. The Rugby World Cup. Answer B. The Summer Olympic Games. London hosted the Summer Olympic Games in 2012, marking the city's third time hosting the Olympics and showcasing it as a major global city for sports. Question 61. What British discovery is credited with shortening World War II? A. The invention of the jet engine. B. The discovery of radar. C. The breaking of the Enigma code. D. The development of penicillin. Answer C. The breaking of the Enigma code. The work done by British cryptologists at Bletchley Park, particularly the breaking of the Enigma code, is widely credited with shortening World War II by several years. Question 62. Name the architect who designed St. Paul's Cathedral in London. A. Christopher Wren. B. Norman Foster. C. Richard Rogers. D. Thomas Hardy. Answer A. Christopher Wren. Sir Christopher Wren designed St. Paul's Cathedral, which was completed in the early 18th century and is a prime example of British Baroque architecture. Question 63. What is the Troubles, and which part of the UK does it refer to? A. A financial crisis in England. B. A period of colonial unrest in the British Empire. C. A political conflict in Northern Ireland. D. Civil unrest in Scotland. Answer C. A political conflict in Northern Ireland. The Troubles refers to a period of sectarian violence and political conflict in Northern Ireland that lasted from the late 1960s until the Good Friday Agreement in 1998. Question 64. Who was the leader of the suffragettes? A. Virginia Woolf. B. Emmeline Pankhurst. C. Florence Nightingale. D. Queen Victoria. Answer B. Emmeline Pankhurst. Emmeline Pankhurst was a prominent leader of the British suffragette movement, which campaigned for women's right to vote. Question 65. What is the main responsibility of the Chancellor of the Exchequer? A. Overseeing the country's defence. B. Managing the nation's finances. C. Regulating education policies. D. Leading the judiciary. Answer B. Managing the nation's finances. The Chancellor of the Exchequer is responsible for economic and financial matters, overseeing the Treasury and managing public finances. Question 66. Name the largest national park in England. A. The Lake District. B. Snowdonia. C. Peak District. D. South Downs. Answer A. The Lake District. The Lake District National Park is the largest in England, known for its lakes, forests and mountains, and a popular destination for outdoor activities. Question 67. What Act established the National Health Service? A. The Health Act 2006. B. the NHS Act 1946, C. the Welfare Act 1948, D. the Public Health Act 1848. Answer: B. the NHS Act 1946. The National Health Service, NHS, was established by the NHS Act of 1946 and began operation in 1948, providing health services funded by general taxation. Question 68. What is the significance of the Stone of Scone? A. It's the coronation stone of Scottish monarchs. B. It commemorates the end of the Roman Empire. C. It marks the geographical centre of London. D. It symbolises the union between England and Wales. Answer: A. It's the coronation stone of Scottish monarchs. The Stone of Scone, also known as the Stone of Destiny, has been traditionally used in the coronation of Scottish monarchs and is a symbol of Scottish identity. Question 69. Name the UK's longest-serving Prime Minister in the 20th century. A. Winston Churchill. B. Margaret Thatcher. C. Tony Blair. D. Harold Wilson. Answer: B. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher served as the Prime Minister from 1979 to 1990, making her the longest-serving British Prime Minister of the 20th century. Question 70. What treaty is considered the foundation of the Scottish Parliament? A. The Treaty of Union 1707. B. The Edinburgh Agreement. C. The Treaty of Edinburgh-Northampton. D. The Scotland Act 1998. Answer: D. The Scotland Act 1998. The Scotland Act 1998 is the legislation that established the modern Scottish Parliament, granting it powers to legislate on a wide range of issues. Question 71. Who wrote the national anthem, God Save the Queen? A. William Blake. B. Unknown. C. John Newton. D. Benjamin Britten. Answer: B. Unknown. The authorship of God Save the Queen, the national anthem of the United Kingdom, is not definitively known, though it dates back to the 18th century. Question 72. What is the primary legislative body of Northern Ireland called? A. The Northern Assembly. B. The Belfast Council. C. The Northern Ireland Assembly. D. The Ulster Senate. Answer: C. The Northern Ireland Assembly. The primary legislative body for Northern Ireland is the Northern Ireland Assembly, based at Stormont in Belfast. Question 73. Describe the main functions of local councils in the UK. A. To handle international relations. B. To oversee national security. C. To manage local infrastructure, education and public services. D. To regulate monetary policy. Answer: C. To manage local infrastructure, education and public services. Local councils in the UK are responsible for the management of local services and infrastructure, including education, transportation and public amenities. Question 74. What event is the Gunpowder Plot associated with? A. The signing of the Magna Carta. B. The coronation of Queen Elizabeth I. C. The attempt to blow up the Houses of Parliament in 1605. D. The establishment of the Church of England. Answer: C. The attempt to blow up the Houses of Parliament in 1605. The Gunpowder Plot was a failed attempt by a group of English Catholics, including Guy Fawkes, to assassinate King James I by blowing up the Houses of Parliament. Question 75. What is judicial independence and why is it important in the UK? A. It refers to the financial autonomy of the judiciary. B. It ensures that the judiciary is freed from external pressures and influences. C. It means the judiciary can make laws. D. It allows the judiciary to engage in politics. Answer B. It ensures that the judiciary is free from external pressures and influences. Judicial independence is crucial for a fair and unbiased legal system, ensuring that judges can make decisions based on law without interference from the government or other entities. Question 76. Who is known as the Iron Lady and why? A. Queen Elizabeth II for her long reign. B. Margaret Thatcher for her strong and uncompromising leadership style. C. Theresa May for her role in Brexit negotiations. D. Angela Merkel for her influence in European politics. Answer B. Margaret Thatcher for her strong and uncompromising leadership style. Margaret Thatcher was dubbed the Iron Lady due to her forthright political style and her tough approach to policy making, particularly in relation to the Soviet Union. Question 77. What reform did the Representation of the People Act 1918 achieve? A. It allowed all men over the age of 21 to vote. B. It granted voting rights to women over the age of 30. C. It abolished the monarchy. D. It introduced compulsory voting. Answer B. It granted voting rights to women over the age of 30. The Representation of the People Act 1918 was a significant reform that expanded the electorate, including granting voting rights to women over the age of 30 and all men over 21. Question 78. What major public health crisis did the UK face in the late 20th and early 21st centuries? A. The Black Death. B. The COVID-19 pandemic. C. The BSE, mad cow disease, crisis. D. The Great Smog of 1952. Answer C. The BSE, mad cow disease, crisis. The BSE crisis, also known as mad cow disease, was a significant public health issue in the UK during the late 1980s and 1990s, leading to stringent controls on beef handling and changes in animal feed regulations. Question 79. What is the significance of the Bayeux Tapestry? A. It depicts the Norman conquest of England in 1066. B. It represents the signing of the Magna Carta. C. It celebrates the end of World War I. D. It illustrates the Black Death. Answer A. It depicts the Norman conquest of England in 1066. The Bayeux Tapestry is an embroidered cloth that vividly depicts the events leading up to the Norman conquest of England, particularly the Battle of Hastings, and is an important historical artifact. Question 80. Which monarch officially made Christmas a public holiday in the UK? A. Queen Victoria. B. King Charles II. C. King Henry VIII. D. Queen Elizabeth II. Answer B. King Charles II. King Charles II is often credited with making Christmas a public holiday in the UK, reviving old traditions that had been suppressed under the previous Puritan rule. Question 81. What was the purpose of the Berlin airlift in which the UK participated? A. To supply food and fuel to East Berlin. B. To deliver weapons to West Berlin. C. To supply food and other essential goods to West Berlin. D. To evacuate British citizens from Germany. Answer C. To supply food and other essential goods to West Berlin. The Berlin airlift was an operation in which the UK, along with the USA and other allies, supplied food and essential goods to West Berlin when it was blockaded by the Soviet Union in 1948. Question 82. What are the qualifications needed to serve as a jury member in the UK? A. Be a UK resident for at least 5 years. B. Be aged between 18 and 75 and registered to vote. C. Hold a law degree. D. Be a member of a political party. Answer. B. Be aged between 18 and 75 and registered to vote. In the UK, to serve as a jury member, you must be aged between 18 and 75 and be on the electoral register. Question 83. Name the legislation that aimed to devolve power to Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland in the late 1990s. A. The Devolution Act 1998. B. The Regional Assemblies Act 1999. C. The United Kingdom Decentralisation Act 1997. D. The Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland Devolution Acts. Answer. D. The Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland Devolution Acts. These acts, passed in the late 1990s, provided the framework for devolving power to Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, establishing their respective parliaments and assemblies. Question 84. What does the term backbencher refer to in British politics? A. A senior minister in the government. B. A member of Parliament who does not hold governmental office and sits behind the front benches in the House of Commons. C. The opposition party leader. D. A retired politician who acts as a consultant. Answer. B. A member of Parliament who does not hold governmental office and sits behind the front benches in the House of Commons. Backbenchers can be from any political party and are known for their potential role in scrutinising government policies. Question 85. Who was the British Prime Minister during the signing of the Maastricht Treaty? A. Tony Blair. B. John Major. C. Margaret Thatcher. D. Gordon Brown. Answer. B. John Major. John Major was the British Prime Minister who presided over the signing of the Maastricht Treaty in 1992, which led to the further integration of European Union member states. Question 86. What is the main purpose of the state opening of Parliament? A. To celebrate the monarch's birthday. B. To formally close the parliamentary session. C. To officially start the parliamentary session and outline the government's agenda. D. To elect the Speaker of the House. Answer. C. To officially start the parliamentary session and outline the government's agenda. The state opening of Parliament includes the Queen's speech, where the government's plans and forthcoming legislation are outlined. Question 87. Which British ruler is associated with the Golden Age of Exploration? A. Queen Elizabeth I. B. King Henry VIII. C. King Edward III. D. Queen Victoria. Answer. A. Queen Elizabeth I. Queen Elizabeth I is associated with the Golden Age of Exploration, a period during which English explorers made significant voyages of discovery, including those by Sir Francis Drake and Sir Walter Raleigh. Question 88. What role does the Prime Minister play in appointing bishops in the Church of England? A. The Prime Minister has no role. B. The Prime Minister chooses candidates independently. C. The Prime Minister nominates bishops, but the monarch must approve. D. The Prime Minister reviews and approves candidates nominated by the Church. Answer. D. The Prime Minister reviews and approves candidates nominated by the Church. This process involves the Prime Minister's approval of candidates for bishoprics, following nomination by the Church of England. Question 89. Name the act that abolished the death penalty for murder in Great Britain. A. The Abolition of the Death Penalty Act, 1965. B. the Criminal Justice Act 1969. C. The Murder, Abolition of Death Penalty Act 1965. D. The Capital Punishment Act 1973. Answer: C. The Murder, Abolition of Death Penalty Act 1965. This act permanently abolished the death penalty for murder across Great Britain, following a 5-year suspension that began in 1965. Question 90. What was the main issue addressed by the Reform Act of 1832? A. The abolition of the slave trade. B. The expansion of the electoral franchise. C. The establishment of trade unions. D. The introduction of income tax. Answer: B. The expansion of the electoral franchise. The Reform Act of 1832 addressed electoral reform by expanding the franchise and redistributing seats to better represent urban areas, significantly changing the British electoral landscape. Question 91. Who was the famous British nurse known for her service during the Crimean War? A. Florence Nightingale. B. Mary Seacole. C. Adams Jones. D. Edith Cavell. Answer: A. Florence Nightingale. Florence Nightingale is renowned for her foundational work in nursing during the Crimean War, where she significantly improved sanitary conditions, thereby reducing mortality rates. Question 92. What significant legal reform did the Married Women's Property Act achieve? A. It allowed married women to own and control property in their own right. B. It required married women to transfer their property to their husbands. C. It prohibited women from inheriting property. D. It abolished marriage as a legal institution. Answer: A. It allowed married women to own and control property in their own right. The Married Women's Property Act was a pivotal legal reform that changed the status of women, allowing them to own, manage, and control property independent of their husbands. Question 93. What does the Victoria Cross recognize? A. Academic achievements. B. Contributions to the arts. C. Acts of bravery in military conflict. D. Long service in public office. Answer: C. Acts of bravery in military conflict. The Victoria Cross is the highest and most prestigious award of the British honour system, awarded for gallantry in the face of the enemy to members of the armed forces. Question 94. Name the British physicist who contributed significantly to the understanding of electromagnetism. A. Peter Higgs. B. Michael Faraday. C. Stephen Hawking. D. Ernest Rutherford. Answer: B. Michael Faraday. Michael Faraday made significant contributions to the understanding of electromagnetism, particularly in the areas of electromagnetic induction and electrolysis. Question 95. What was the main outcome of the Battle of Britain? A. It resulted in a treaty of alliance with Germany. B. It led to the occupation of Britain by German forces. C. It marked the beginning of British defeats in World War II. D. It was a significant victory that prevented a German invasion. Answer: D. It was a significant victory that prevented a German invasion. The Battle of Britain was a crucial conflict in which the Royal Air Force defended the United Kingdom against large-scale attacks by Nazi Germany's Air Force, ultimately preventing a planned invasion.